Hey!
Well, didn't have our
Deja vu.
Didn't have our Gotham
You got to meet Marcus at least.
Yeah. Took a nice guy.
And soon you will be on the following.
Yeah, apparently so. I want to play my cards right.
So, can you tell us a little bit about why Jim Gordon takes such an interest in Bruce Wayne? I know his parents are, a big deal,
Right.
But he solves crimes all the time. What in particular draws him towards Bruce and forming a relationship with him?
Well, what draws him to it on just a visceral, emotional level is that Jim sees in Bruce himself. Jim, in that first scene where they meet, the alley where the Waynes were killed, Jim sees a young boy crying, shaking, and he goes over to him and he reveals that he lost his father. Jim lost his father when he was Bruce's age. Died right in front of him, horrifically. And he feels the pain that this young man's in. So it's just a bond, it's an emotional, visceral thing. Added on to that, Bruce is the boy king of, the once and future king of Gotham. His family is so powerful. His parents were such a powerful and beloved, figures in the community that their loss leaves this gaping power vacuum in Gotham. Someone good has to get in there. Fill the void. And so Bruce, he's trying to counsel Bruce to be able to do that, but Bruce is just a 12-year-old kid. So,
How much are we going to see Jim involved in sort of molding young Bruce Wayne?
Very much so. At the same time, of course, he's not the guardian of Bruce. That's Alfred Pennyworth. And so, in our version, Jim and Alfred are sort of battling for Bruce's soul. Jim has a certain sort of morality that he approaches everything with, do-gooderism, you might call it, and Alfred isn't quite the same. He's a military man himself, Alfred, in our version, but he's more stern, he's probably a little, through experience or whatnot, a little bit darker in his take on things. And so the two of them, it's a fascinating thing to have two grown men trying to counsel a young boy how to be a man.
Let him go first, yeah. I was going for you playing the other side because you got to San Diego and played Bruce, and now he's playing the other side.
Yeah. It's good. It feels like you can, being on the other side, you can see the side you're not on, if that makes any sense. Right now, Jim is limited because he's a law enforcement officer, he's going to follow the law. But perhaps that may not last as he realizes that to follow the laws to not get things done sometimes. Obviously, Bruce becomes Batman because he believes that if he does not become a vigilante himself, the city will fall apart. So he has no better choice. So I think it's fascinating to see the other side and to see sort of what's so appealing about the freedom of being a vigilante. At the same time, Jim is trying to stop that, trying to keep that from happening. So I think it will ultimately be chaos.
So we were talking.
I'm sorry, we're going to do that.
Yeah. Were you nervous at all about how you'd be receptive by Batman fans doing this Jeff Gordon character, especially coming from a background like with the OC and everything like that, like the teen drama type of roles? Were you kind of nervous as to how fans would see you as this Jeff Gordon role?
Jim Gordon.
Jim
no,
Gordon, I'm sorry. Wow.
That's all right. It's okay.
No caffeine.
NASCAR.
Exactly.
Gordon, yeah.
No, I wasn't worried about that. I did a show called Southland after the OC, where I played a patrol officer for the streets of Los Angeles. We worked closely with the LAPD, and I think got a lot of respect from them because we tried to do it as accurately as possible. We interacted with them on a daily basis to make sure that it was a faithful portrayal of law enforcement. So I had already evolved from that first show already, so it wasn't a question of that. It was much more a question of how do we make this TV show on a TV schedule because people are so familiar with the films, and the films are amazing, but they also had a year to shoot and $200 million. We do not have. We have 9 days and a lot less money. So it was how to do it. It was a conversation with Danny Cannon and Bruno Heller about how to actually make this show and make it so that it's good. So that people, the fan base, feels like we're not, that we're doing a faithful portrayal that lives up to the sort of standard that's been set.
How did you prepare for this role? Did you watch old Batman movies or comic books? Have you been a fan of them for a long time?
Jeff sent me some material. Jeff Johns sent me some. I'd done the voice of Bruce in Batman Year One, and he sent me Gotham Central, Long Halloween, a bunch of stuff. So I read a bunch of things, but I didn't watch other portrayals of Gordon because there's no reason to do that. I mean, I've seen movies, obviously, and it's amazing, but you can't do an impression of another actor. It doesn't work. And you're seeing this guy 20 or 30 years before he becomes commissioner, so there's no point in sort of trying to imitate some other actor.
So we were talking about this a lot earlier in the ways that Gotham itself is an actual character in the series. Can you talk about your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Gotham is a character in the sense that we're describing a city, a place, a world similar to ours but slightly different, in which the entire society has lost faith in all of that connective tissue that normally bonds us together. The little things of, believing that each of us are, at the end of the day, good and decent people, that we care about each other, and that we can live in a society that reflects positive values. All of that's fallen apart, or nearly fallen apart. Maybe the Waynes were the last things giving people hope. Instead, we've entered into a place where not only do villains run, or the Falcones and the Maronis run Gotham, the crime families, but beyond that, beneath that, no one trusts anyone else. Everyone believes that the cops are corrupt because they are. The mayor is corrupt because he is. The judges are corrupt because they are. And so average citizens don't trust each other. Jimmy's trying to fix that, but it's hard.
Thank you.